Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing good. On today's video I want to show you guys how I made this leather pants and crop top. So guys, let's get started, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my post, comment and turn on your notification bell so you can be notified anytime I post my video. So let's get started guys. And right now I'm trying to fold the clothes. So I want to fold this cloth into 4 parts because I'm cutting the both trousers together, and I'm trying to check the place that is stretching because there is one part that is stretching and the other part is not. So I'm using the stretching part for the breadth. I want it to be easy to wear, that is why I'm using the stretching part for the breadth side. So this is the measurement that I'm using. The waist is 33 and the hips is 40. The length of the trouser is 38, but I will put 2 inches, so it will be 40. This trouser will have band, maybe 2 inches band. So right now I'm going to measure 38, that exactly 38. So when I put band, it will be 40, and in the down part I will fold 2 inches, so it will be 40 with the sewing allowance. Everything that I'm cutting out with the band will be 40 inches. So I will now measure 38 inches and the 2 inches will be the band. So the 38 inches, from that 38 inches I will fold 2 inches, so that will be maybe 36. So I will put 2 inches band and that will be 38. So right now I'm dividing the waist into 4 parts. Then the 4 parts will be 8.5 inches, and the hips is 40. So when we divide 40 into 4 parts, that will be 10 inches. So right now I'm trying to divide it. I'm using what I will get from the hips, that is 10. I will use that 10 to get my flap. So I measure the 10 right now to cut the flap. I hope you can see it. I measure the 10 to cut the flap hole for the trouser, and I'm using the 10 for the hips. I will use the hips measurement to cut the trouser out. So I will now put the 2 inches for sewing allowance. For sewing allowance I put 2 inches, so everything will be 12. Right now I'm marking the 10 inches, so I will put 2 inches for sewing allowance. Can you see it now? I've added 2 inches to it. So you will just use your hand to shape it. As you can see, you will use your hand to shape it. So the waist is maybe 8 inches. So I will put 1 inches for sewing allowance. So that will be, I will just mark it a little bit to shape that waist, to shape it. So I will just cut a little bit, and as you can see for that. And if you want to shape the knee, from the knee you have to shape it because the trouser is not palazzo. So if you want to shape it, you have to measure maybe 22, but don't forget the band. Put the 2 inches for the band in the hop, then measure the 22. So from that place you will have to measure it a little bit. You know, now the hips will be 12 with the sewing allowance, and from that place you will be deducting maybe 1 inches from it. As you can see, this place I'm using 9. So when I'm in the down part I'm using maybe like 8 or 7 because I want to use the trouser mouth maybe like 5, because the trouser mouth is pencil trouser, it's not palazzo. So I'm cutting it like this. So I'm trying to chalk it very well so I won't make a mistake when I'm cutting it out. So I'm ready to cut it out now. Don't forget, I said I'm cutting the both trouser together. So when I reach that flap, I will leave one, I will cut one because I want to leave the allowance for the zip. So just watch the video, you will get what I'm trying to say right now. So guys, as you can see, I'm cutting only one. Can you see it now? So the other one, you will just take your tape rule and measure 2 inches. Can you see it now? So you will measure from up to down, maybe 7 inches for the shape. So you will just use your hand to shape it. Can you see it? So I'm using that place for the shape. That one will be front and this other one will be back. So just watch it, guys. And I will shape that waist. I will cut it out and I will measure 4 inches for that. And right now it's time to divide the trouser. You know, I told you that I'm cutting the both together, so I will divide it. Then now it will be divided into 4. So right now it's time to cut the top, and I'm using 17 inches for the length. You know, it is crop top. I'm using 17 inches for the top. Can you see it now? But that place is not really straight, so I want to put a straight line first. So I'm not going to cut all the 17 together. I will cut only 10 inches for the top, and the remaining 7 inches we will use it for the hand. I hope you are getting it. I will cut only 10 inches because this one is just only straight top. So all I want to do now is to measure the bust and the waist. And the bust that I'm using is 39, so I'm going to divide the 39 into 4 parts. That will be 9 inches. So I'm using 9 inches for the bust, and the waist is 33, so I will just put 9 for the bust, then I put 2 inches. Can you see it? And the waist also, I put 8 and I put 2 inches for sewing allowance. So I want to cut it out now, and I want to first cut that straight line because that cloth is not straight. So I want to cut that straight line, then I will cut the dress out. Can you see it now? This is the bust and that is the waist. So now we have to measure 4 inches for the darts. We will take the dart from up to down. You know, the cloth is cropped up, so we take the dart from the up to down. So we just notch it, so you will know that this is the 4 inches that you have measured before. And this is what I'm using for the band, the trouser band. I just have to cut it. You know, the waist is 33, so I'm going to cut the 33 out, but I will put maybe like 2 inches for sewing allowance. So I put 2 inches. I'm cutting 35 out for the waist. Can you see? I put 2 inches, so I will cut it out. And I will also cut, this is what I'm using for the hand. You know, in that top we cut only 10 inches for the body. This is the remaining one for the clothes, for that crop top. And right now we are ready to sew, and this is the flap. This is the front part. We remember that place for the zip, so we sew it from that place to that place, as you can see. So it's time to put the zip, and as you can see, you see this thing, you have to cut it maybe like 9 inches. You have to cut it. You will put it down, then you will put the zip up, then you will put one part of that trouser. You know, you have joined it from the flap, so you will put it exactly like this. Can you see it? So you will sew it from up to down part. You have to be very careful when you are doing it. You know, this is the leather materials and it's so difficult to sew. Can you see it? I'm done with that part. Then this is the second one. You have to use it to cover it very well. When you are doing this one, you have to be very patient, so the clothes will not be like this. You have to do it very well. So just wash it, guys, from up to down. But when you want to do it, you see this place, you just have to remove it a little bit. So if you do everything together, the zip will be closed, so you have to remove it. Can you see it? Make sure you remove this place, so you will sew it till up. Can you see it? Can you see it now? So make sure you put that zip up, because when you put the band, it will be very easy for you to put it. So this is the back. We just sew it from up to down. That is the flap. Sew it from up to down. So it's time to take the dart. We have to, I always take 4 inches for the dart. I don't know your own, but my own, I always take 4 inches for the dart. As you can see, I measure 4 inches for it. Then you will sew the other part as well. So this is the front, then I will put the back. Can you see it? Make sure you, that place, make sure it's the same thing. That lap, make sure it's center. Can you see it? The back and the front. So you will sew it till down. So this is the trouser mouth. Can you see? This is the 2 inches. I will just notch it, then I will fold it inside. Can you see it? I will notch it, then I will fold it inside. So when you are doing this, please be very careful. Make sure it's rhyme and make it straight. Let your hand straight when you are doing this, please. So this is when I'm done with the both leg. Can you see it? Can you see how straight it is? So it's time for the measurement. Then the measurement for the waist is 33 in total is 16 and a half, then 14 total is 20. So I'm going to measure it now. This is 16, then that 16, it will be maybe like 2 inches. So I will divide that 2 inches into 2 parts, so the both parts can be the same thing. I will do the same thing for the hips, so the both sides will be the same thing. It's not like that one place will be bigger than the other place. Can you see it? That is 2 inches. Then I will divide the 3 inches into 2 parts. I will take 1.5 inches for this part, 1.5 inches for the other part. And this is the leg mount, so I'm using the 5 inches for the leg. As you can see, I told you before that the leg is pencil, so I'm using 5 inches for it. Now it's time for the top, so I will take the dart from up to down. Can you see? I will take the dart from up to down, then I will tape this top from the beginning to the end, the up and the down. I will tape it inside. So after taping it inside, I will take the dart, and right now I want to tape it. I will tape it from up to down. I will do this the same thing to the front and the back. So after taping it, I will take the dart for this top. So right now I'm done with it. Can you see it? So now I want to take the dart. You will take it all the way from up to down. Can you see it? So as you can see, I use my hand to shape it a little bit because this cloth I'm not using shape, so I just put a little bit shape on it, so to differentiate between the front and the back. So right now I want to take the second one, and this is the back. So I will just take this one straight. Don't mix this cloth together. You know the up is different from the down because the bust is much, you know, the bust is 39 and the waist is 33. So when you want to take the measurement, make sure you put the cloth in the right place. So this is the cloth after taking the dart. So right now I want to take the measurement, and don't forget the measurement for the bust is 39 and the waist is 33. So don't mix the clothes up when you want to take the measurement. So right now the measurement is 39 into 2 parts, then 33 into 2 parts. So don't forget, I'm doing it the same way I did the trouser. The remaining measurement, I will divide it into 2. So maybe it will mean 3 inches. I will divide 3 inches into 2. I will take 1.5 inches in this side and 1.5 inches in the other side. And this is the cloth when I'm done taking the measurements. Can you see it? Now this is the back and this is the front of the cloth. Can you see it's different? So the allowance I think is too much, so I will cut a little bit from it so it can have a fitting when she wears the clothes. So this place I'm going to put that the remaining measurement from that top. So this is it. I do this one off the camera, so I will put it, I will join it to the clothes. So when you want to put this rope, make sure you stitch it very well, because maybe if you want to wear it, the rope will not tear or anything. So you have to stitch it very well when you are doing it. So this is what the clothes looks like after doing it. So if you enjoy watching this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my video, comment, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so you can be notified anytime I post the video. And this is what the clothes looks like on her when she's taking the photo shoot for her birthday. See you in my next video, guys. Bye.